Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are you all? Hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic Saturday, wherever you are around the world. And why wouldn't you be happy? Yes, the Reds have won at Anfield, not like last year, where we, of course, drew against Crystal Palace, of course, at the second game of the season. Many similarities in some aspects, of course, that we will discuss in today's episode. But yes, Liverpool have got the win and got a win very comfortably by the end, of course, with 10 men. And of course, we will definitely talk about that scenario, of course, of Alexis McAllister getting sent off on his Liverpool debut as well. But let me know how all of you are in the comment section down below, of course. For me, how good does a win feel, chat, especially at Anfield as well. And again, as the title says it, this man in particular, Dominic Szoboszlai, has absolutely stole the show, in my opinion. What an outstanding performance by the Hungarian international. What a way to introduce yourself to Anfield as a Liverpool player. For me, outstanding performance. Of course, not just him, though. There's plenty of others to give a massive shout out to. Again, him, Robbo, I believe that I think Robbo had a very, very good game. Luis Diaz as well, excellent performance from Lucho as well on that left hand side. And again, there's probably others that I'm not even thinking about right now as well. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below on everything. Of course, let me know your guys' thoughts on, of course, Lucho's goal. Of course, opened the scoring to equalise for Liverpool as well. Obviously, Mo Salah's missed penalty, but of course he did score the rebound on it as well. And of course, Diogo Jota getting Liverpool's third goal as well. And of course, most importantly, let me know your guys' thoughts on Alexis McAllister's red card and will it get rescinded? Because for me, look, I have a lot to speak about this red card because, yeah, I'm not happy about it whatsoever. Anyway, but again, if you're new around here, hit the like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Again, I will be live again, not on this channel. I will be live on Jack's channel at 7 p.m. as well. So again, we will be live until then, and then we'll be going over to there. Of course, because Jack's not here. Of course, Jack's away on holiday. So me and Kev have been has been left in charge. So again, that should be fun as well, with a mean grin on my face as well. Of course, nothing bad will happen. Anyway, of course, I've already said that to Jack. Anyway, but of course, make sure you're tuning into here as well. After Newcastle, we have a good run of games. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Press 1,000%. I think, to be fair, the Villa game is quite tough though as well. To be fair, Hyper Connors versus Bright. Evening, Bright. Hope you're doing well, mate. At press as well. The fists, 3 points, but still vulnerable. Vulnerabilities there as well, says Chris. At times, I would also agree, but I think today it was more solid. I think it was more Liverpool of old than last season, especially after that red card. I feel like if that was Liverpool last season, I think Liverpool would have crumbled, and we'd be talking about potential draw or loss. But it did look a lot more structurally sound than I would say than what was last season anyway. Darwin sat on the bench for 85 minutes as Bright. Yeah, again, like we spoke about yesterday. I don't get why he didn't start personally, but yeah, of course, Jurgen Klopp knows more than me as well. But nice of Jota to turn up today, unlike Chelsea game. To be fair, I was really angry at Jota at that first half, but yeah, again, of course, he scored, so I'm more than happy. Now, to be fair, will be rescinded as well. I hope so, because it again, I'm going to rant about Alexis McAllister red card because again, guess who was on VAR? Yeah, it was terrible. Connor, surely we get Decore in before Newcastle. I would hope so, Press, if we are going after Decore. Liverpool are lacking a number 6. And I think at times it is to see. I think once Liverpool have a number 6 and a proper DM, I think this team could go a lot better than what it is currently doing as well. So yeah, again, hopefully we'll have some news this week. Alexis was never a red card. What is this world? not football. That's the only thing I can say anyway on a personal level. Huge 3 points after the bad start. Szoboszlai is a joy to watch. McAllister Red is absolutely a joke. Coming together, one person's foot is high and it goes down. Ridiculous decision, but happy as well. Yeah, absolutely 1000%. We need a midfielder and a centre back, says Daryl, and will be Gravenberch 100%. No, I don't think it'd be Gravenberch. Again, we could send to Corey and Gravenberch if we wanted to, but again, I don't think Liverpool are going to be doing that. To be fair, anyway. But I will. Again, we'll talk a little bit about the goals as well. But I do want to dive straight into, of course, the Alexis McAllister red card situation. Now, obviously, I can't show you guys any footage because, again, it would be massively copyrighted, and again, YouTube would pull the video down. But how is this a red card, and how has people and again, I can't find any photos of the close-up for it, but practically side foot to side foot, and again, red card for Alexis McAllister. This is why I said, again, it's very similarities towards last year's opening game at Anfield, of course, where Darwin got sent off. But of course, Darwin's was justified. This, I don't think, was. I don't get how the referee can send him off. Apparently, it was never. It never got reviewed by VAR. Which, if that's the case, then why didn't it get reviewed in that aspect? Again, I can't 100% say that it wasn't ruled out, but there's been posts, I think Liverpool Echo as well also put something out saying that it didn't get reviewed by VAR as well. So, what's going on in that aspect of things? Because for me, it was a clear and obvious error that it wasn't a red card. I don't get if that's a red. To be fair, in my opinion, if that's a red card, football's dead. Again, side foot to side foot. Again, no malicious action taken by Alexis McAllister to get the ball. Wasn't dangerous in my opinion either. Again, side foot to side foot. It could have gone, either way with McAllister or the opposition player. And yeah, unfortunately, again, McAllister gets the red card. I don't get how it's not gone to VAR as well. And looking at the games that McAllister might potentially miss if it's not overturned, again, Newcastle, Villa, and Wolves away, I believe it is, that he would miss for Liverpool, which, again, they are massive games for us coming up. I just, again, 100% don't get the referees. And if people think that is a red card, again, of course, we're going to be biased, but I think, just taking, if it was an opposition player, I think even in the Tottenham game just now, I think somebody did Bruno Fernandes, no red card, not even a card given in that incident as well. So for me, I just don't get it personally about Alexis McAllister and the red cards. I'm hoping that that Liverpool do put in the request for what's that for? No. I hope Liverpool do put in a request to hopefully get it turned over, and fingers crossed we will as well. But knowing the FA, and I think if you go and watch, I think it's Soccer Saturday with Mike Dean now. Mike Dean turned around and said that again, it wasn't a red. It shouldn't have been overturned. It is a red card, which I don't get why and how it's a red card. You guys would have seen it by now, obviously, but yeah, I just think that, again, if that's a red card in today's football, it's football's done. You can't challenge for anything. If you go to challenge, you'll get sent off. And again, I wouldn't argue if McAllister's studs were completely showing and it was just studs to foot, and I would absolutely agree with it. Go, look, fair enough, it's studs to foot, end of. But it's not. It's if you look at the opposite angle as well, it looks like the Bournemouth player takes out McAllister. So it's very frustrating, and for me, unjust on Alexis McAllister. And I hope the Premier League do overturn it. Because if they don't, well, actually, it won't be the Premier League; it'll be the FA, won't it? So fingers crossed they will sort themselves out anyway. But again, guys, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below as well. Undo looks like a kid out there. We definitely need more build player in the six. I think he did good, to be fair. I felt like he again, it was hard for him to even come into Liverpool's midfield, especially with, again, a midfield that has, one less player in that regard as well. So again, I think it's very much the case of, I think he did a very good job for the situation as well. Apologies, chat, if I am a bit blurry. Again, don't know why it does it. StreamYard just doesn't like me as well. Apologies for it. Never a red card in a month of Sundays versus Vars. Yeah, absolutely. Klopp said Trent okay, and we will appeal. Yeah, that's good news to hear. What else we got? Alexis was punked by that ref. Yeah, absolutely. As far as I know, if the ref says to the VAR, I saw it, and it's a red, they won't intervene. Well, if that's the case, then again, I think they need to, because it was a clear and obvious red card. Not red card. Sorry, it was a clear and obvious not red cards. And when you watch it back, he doesn't look at the foot neither. He doesn't watch it. Like that's he like glances away and then sees the player go down and then pulls out the red card. Like again, it's so stupid, man. It's so stupid. Wan-Bissaka to come through the back. Yeah, no, I just seen that now. And yeah, again, nothing given. Shock. Intervene as well. Yeah, it's stupid though, guys, isn't it? Like I don't get how they cannot do it personally, but yeah. Kane was right through Robbo, and if Robbo hadn't jumped, the leg was broken. Yeah, absolutely. It was side of foot on ankle. It was two side foots matching together like that. That's why I saw it. Again, people have gone, well, it's studs. It's studs to ankle. It's not studs to ankle. If you watch it properly, it's not studs to ankle whatsoever. And yeah, I just think it's really stupid. This thing where ex refs go on TV and explain decisions is utter pointless. Yeah, I can't wait for Monday. Where was it? Is it Dermot? Is it Dermot O'Leary? His name is on Sky. Will come out and say like, "Well, yes, the referees were completely right in making this decision." I'm like, "Shut up! Just shut up! You're just backing up your mates." That's the only way. The only way it'll happen. We'll get ground bitch nearly done. I don't think it's done, Daryl. I think it's far away from it, to be awfully honest, though. Again, judging from Palace people, decorum might be getting done maybe next week. So fingers crossed on that. Anyway, but moving away then from Alexis McAllister and any transfer news, of course, obviously, let's talk more about the game. Obviously, Luis Diaz did make it 1-1 for Liverpool as well, which, again, that first that first half, well, the first 20 minutes was god awful, wasn't it, chat? We're not going to mention it really in depth, but by god was it awful at times in that first 20 minutes. Look, I can't really just turn around and go, right, who's to blame? Alisson, Van Dijk, again, it was a contribution of things. Again, Liverpool got very lucky in terms of Trent giving away the ball, and obviously Ali making two mistakes in a couple of minutes, which massively didn't help in that aspect of things as well. But obviously Liverpool conceding within, I think, 4 minutes, and then looking very dodgy for 20 plus minutes. It very much screamed panic, and I think Klopp on the touchline as well was very much screaming at Virgil and screaming at McAllister just to calm things down, because it was just one mad rush for Liverpool. Their build-up wasn't great in the first half until Luis Diaz scored the equaliser, and that's how it felt very much for the whole entire first half. Was the build-up was slow, methodical, but we wasn't really creating anything. And to be fair to Bournemouth did very well in the first half to press and really stop Liverpool creating a lot of chances. But again, obviously, thankfully, Luis Diaz scored an absolute wonderful goal as well to make it 2-2 now for Luis Diaz. Of course, obviously, last season was the shining light at the start of last season for Liverpool's attack, and again, starting as he did last year. Again, I thought Luis Diaz for me absolutely starts on that left wing week in, week out now for Liverpool as well. But Obviously, Mo as well, getting Liverpool's second with well, I say a penalty. He missed the penalty. It got saved after Dominic Szoboszlai won Liverpool the penalty as well. But again, I think judging from Twitter as well, a lot of people don't want Mo as the penalty taker anymore, which does offer up a conversation, especially when you have Szoboszlai there, you have Alexis McAllister as well. Of course, took all of Brighton's penalties last season as well, so there could be a conversation there. I think that Mo will absolutely take Liverpool's penalties from now on. But again, when you do look at it, I think Mo's missed 3 out of the last 4 penalties. Again, he missed Bournemouth, missed Bournemouth. He missed the one against Arsenal. He scored against Tottenham, was it? I think at the end of the season. No, and then he scored again, or missed again today against Bournemouth. Of course, obviously scored, but thankfully, anyway, of course he scored. To be fair, anyway. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the chat as well. Lately on Mo Salah's penalties, because I think it is a conversation for it as well. Of course, with Mo, do we put Szoboszlai on penalties now? Potentially, that would be very much interesting. For me, I'd like to see it though as well. To be fair, but what else do we got? Dermot Gallagher is okay when him and Steve Warnock review the decisions. Yeah, absolutely. Brian saying that start was Rodgers era stuff. Yeah, it was very much, a situation where I think you looked at it and went, right, we're gonna we're gonna start like we did last season at Anfield, concede first and then fight back. That's all we do as well. But yeah, I think it's very much a funny situation to be in though as well. It's like classic Liverpool. It's like ever since we went, what was it, the last 5 games of the season when we were chasing the quadruple, it was like, right, Liverpool concede, fight back. Liverpool concede, fight back. We've never ever got out of that rhythm as well. And you look at the start last week, the Chelsea was amazing in terms of, again, the performance and getting the goals and so on. And then this week was utter diabolical. Was in a chat as well. I can't wait for Newcastle next week. That should be fun as well. But yeah, it did remind me very much of Rodgers' era. We look like Rodgers' era. To be fair, Klopp needs to drop that high line. I think we've been saying that now for about 2 years, haven't we, Press? It's been very much, very much a nagging frustration. I think a lot of fans have said that. Diaz going to end up carrying again. Yeah, I think, to be fair, last season, I think a lot of people forgot how good Luis Diaz was. And I think going into this season, people were like, oh, I wouldn't start Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz, bring him off on the bench. I'm like, are you mad? Like, Luis Diaz, he's so good, man. Like, and people go, oh, his end product's not that great. Yeah, but look at last season. Actually dragged Liverpool at times. Remember that Napoli game away from home? Luis Diaz was the only player doing something on that pitch. But yeah, for me, the connection now between him and Mo, it seems to be gelling up quite nicely, which you hope that something can get built on. Spurs have actually just scored as well. Sorry, chat. I was watching, looking at the screen, and yeah, Tottenham just scored against United. I don't want Mo on penalties either, says Brian. Get Allison on pens. Yeah, get Alisson on penalties. Says Press, missing 3 out of 4 is shite. Yeah, it is absolutely. Millie was better. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I think Millie was better at pens. So time for pens now as well. Yeah, I would agree. I think Klopp. I think, again, I don't think the question will get asked because, again, look, Mo did score the rebound off of it, but again, he's missed 3 out of the last 4. It's not great, is it, realistically? But 60 million on Decore and 60 million on Nasio, we're done. We're not doing that, lad. I don't think we're doing that. No. And again, Inacio wouldn't sign a new deal if he's going to go anywhere now this summer. I think you're probably looking. There's plenty of other centre backs there, but again, you are maybe talking around 40, 50 million. for it. I do agree on Decore though. I think we could get him for 60 or 70. McAllister for me, as well as Bry. Yeah, I would agree. I think McAllister and Szoboszlai. I think if Mo, I'd give Mo maybe one more pen, and whatever he does with it, then allow him that. To be fair, but no high line, no high press. It's a risky reward. Yeah, high risk, high reward. I would like though at times for Liverpool to maybe sit back a bit deeper, just a little bit. We don't have to be on the halfway line 24/7. If that makes sense. Sit down United as well as press. Mo should just lamp all of his pens into the top corner. Well, he used to batter him into the bottom corners, didn't he? And then he stopped it, which I don't get it personally. Anyway, but I want to quickly talk about as well. We're going to mention him as well. So some people have already mentioned him in terms of course, Endo getting his Liverpool debut, which of course I think he did very well in the circumstances. Of course, obviously there was that one blunder where he completely misread the ball, and then of course Bournemouth did go on the counter attack and almost scored from it as well. But apart from that, obviously we're talking about Liverpool and Anfield debuts as well. Like we said at the start of the show, this man, and as he is in the title as well, Dominic Szoboszlai. What an absolute performance from Dominic Szoboszlai as well. Outrageously good in that aspect as well. I think we talk about going from, of course, Jordan Henderson in the midfield, to again having a complete overhaul in the midfield, especially with again him, McAllister coming in, hopefully another midfielder coming in the door as well. But just overall, absolutely superb performance by Dominic Szoboszlai. I'm just going to quickly get up his stats for you guys as well, so I can quickly read them out to you guys as well. But yeah, for me, he was my man of the match by a country mile as well. Obviously setting up Diogo Jota's third goal as well. And again, you see for there, just outstanding performance from him, to be fair as well. But I'm going to quickly read out his stats as well. 93 pass accuracy for the entire game, 4 out of 5 accurate long passes, 1 chances created, 3 shots on target, one penalty, one obviously, 5 out of 8 duels, one tackle, one, and 5 recoveries, one. Which I think the huge one is the duels one. I think when you looked at Liverpool's midfield last season, it did lack that in terms of, again, just pure ground battles not getting one. And that's the big one for me, where we lacked that last season. Again, I think Szoboszlai did a 3-man job today, or the equivalent of a 3-man job. And look, if that's his home debut and how he performs, Jesus Christ, we're in for an exciting season with Dominic Szoboszlai in that Liverpool midfield as well. But of course, we need to, again, get a DM. We need to, give him support in that area as well, so we can, flourish more up front. I think him, obviously, when McAllister can go further up as well, again, would be absolutely brilliant in that aspect as well. But for me, Dominic Szoboszlai, yeah, my man of the match by a country mile. Let me know your guys' thoughts as well, man of the match. Anyway, of course, I mentioned Robbo as well. Robbo, obviously, we've criticised Robbo a little bit in terms of how the system works. I feel like today he was very much more controlled in terms of his approach as that left-sided centre-back. Of course, you can maybe go up a bit further, of course, with against a team like Bournemouth. But I thought he was very, very good today, Jack. Considering, again, I've probably criticised him too much over the last couple of weeks. Certainly not him particularly, with the position of that left-sided centre-half role. But yeah, for me, Szoboszlai, Robbo, Luis Diaz as well deserves massive shouts. Virgil van Dijk as well. I think apart from that first 5-10 minutes for Virgil, I think Virgil van Dijk is back to his best. And again, that might be a bit too quick to say because, of course, it is 2 games into the season, but just little inklings of old Virgil van Dijk you can see, I think, quite clearly. So for me, I think he is back in some category or another. But yeah, for me, Virgil as well up there. But again, guys, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. So, but for me, like I said in the title, Dominic Szoboszlai, my man of the match, absolutely 100%. And yeah, that's just my thoughts. Anyway, chat. I think Salah needs a haircut, like his hair. Is like a flower the shape of them as well. But sure, if it helps him score goals, then more than happy with it anyway. But Undo will be better after a week of training with the squad. Yeah, absolutely, Vars 100%. Man United look sort of bad this season. Yeah, they do, to be fair. I hope it stays like this as well, to be fair. Dom Shot settled the game after the sending off. Jota was in sharpness in typical Predator fashion as well. Yeah, right, poacher's goal, wasn't it? Diogo Jota's goal. I loved it. And look, Dominic Szoboszlai, like I'm already in love with him. Like genuinely, just and the whole thing the last like week has been, Liverpool don't have that pull anymore. Liverpool don't attract the top players anymore. I'm telling you now, Dominic Szoboszlai will be an absolute star. And to think he's only 22. He has 4 years, 5 years until he gets to his prime. Again, I can't wait because again, he is going to be an absolute mega star in this Liverpool midfield. If we can get the proper six that they deserve in terms of McAllister and Szoboszlai along with Harvey Elliott and Curtis Jones, then for me, Liverpool are sorted. And look, very dangerous. Again, if we manage to get Caicedo in, I very much, like I said, I think Liverpool would have one of the best midfielders in the league, and I would truly feel like that as well. But again, even Decore would best league in the world, best midfielder in the world. Sorry, big up Panov as well. Hopefully doing well, mate. But yeah, of course, hopefully that red card gets overturned as well. Hopefully in the next couple of days. But how is everyone doing today? Doing well, thank you, Mark, especially after Liverpool won as well. VVD and Kanate still need help, though. A centre back signing is utterly essential. Yeah, true. I would 100% agree. I think we might go after the is it the Rennes centre half, the Belgian one? Because I think we could get him in without registering him this season. So again, when Matip potentially leaves next year, that the registration then will take over for him potentially. But yeah, I think look, it'd be interesting couple of weeks. I think again they'll get a six sorted. I think from now until Thursday, just go and get a number six in. Don't be waiting another week. Like just get it done. If you have to go and overpay a little bit, then do it. I think, excuse me, I think as Jurgen mentioned it, money can't be an issue now for Liverpool, especially after the Caicedo bid. If the player is there and ready and available, then go and get him, no matter what, as well for me. Anyway, but yeah, I would agree, 100% Buzz. BVD of 18-19 will never return because nobody knew his way of defending, but 19-20 BVD I can see as well. Yeah, absolutely. I think again, there are inklings of Virgil van Dijk being back. So again, that's always a good sign. A tough start, but did it in the end as well. Yeah, 100%. Brent at Vars as well. We must improve immensely for Newcastle, or we'll get our ass handed to us. Yeah, I think especially that first 20 minutes. If Liverpool had the first 20 minutes like what we did today against Newcastle, we would get slapped. And I mean, it'd be like Spurs, like when they went to Newcastle last season and got beat 5-0 within 20 minutes. I think that would be the same, to be fair. But Rolla said the red was more orange as well. So a hard yellow. For me, it's not a red card. I don't know whether or not if anyone else agrees with it or not. For me, it's massively not a yellow. It's maybe a yellow card because of the challenge, but yeah, it's never a red card. In a million miles, it's never a red card. And yeah, I hope that the FA do rescind it, but again, we'll just have to wait and see on that as well. But Var's also saying we should play on the counter more at Newcastle, drop back a bit on net out, pacey forwards, kill them. Salah, Gakpo, and Diaz. Yeah, Again, this is what I mean. If Liverpool get the correct DM in and then come in and work straight away, then again you could play then McAllister and well, if McAllister is available, him, Szoboszlai, could play him a bit more forwards, and then when you hit the counter, then you've got McAllister potentially sitting a bit deeper. You've got Szoboszlai pushing forward. You've got then, as you say, there could be Nunes, Gakpo, Salah, Diaz as well. It could be all of them pushing forward as well. I did say Nunes, to be fair, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
How was Undo when he came on? I never saw the game. It was good. It was decent, I would say. Again, tough situation to be in, especially with Liverpool being 10 men down. Well, obviously being down to 10 men, sorry. But yeah, for me, thought he did okay. Of course, I think as rightfully as the chat has already said, if it was, if he had a week training, I think he'd be more than sorted anyway. But yeah, 100%. Flowers, we should go to 4-2-3-1 with Bicetch, Nendo, CDM, or Endo, and maybe Decore if we get him in as well. Yeah, that's something we didn't really mention. Thank you for mentioning it as well. Presses again. Stefan Bicetch was on the bench and used, by the way, but again was on the bench. So you'd think that him and Thiago might be back for Newcastle potentially, especially when Klopp did say, I think yesterday, that both of them wasn't ready to play. So yeah, it makes you think, doesn't it, chat? To be fair, but yeah, obviously Bicetch coming back could be an interesting situation for Liverpool, especially if McAllister's red card isn't rescinded, then again we might need Stefan Bicetch in the six. Need to win the ball at the back though as well. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that'd be nice, nicely as well. Says Vars anyway. But guys, obviously 8 days till Newcastle. Yeah, it's Sunday, 4:30, I think kickoff is, isn't it, against Newcastle? Which, yeah, that should be absolutely fun. Shouldn't it, chat? But hopefully, anyway, we'll hear some news on Alexis McAllister. Red cards, potentially, hopefully getting rescinded. Of course, for me, guys, like I said, my man of the match goes to Dominic Szoboszlai. I thought he was absolutely outstanding today, and like I said, did a three-man job at times as well. Absolutely electric from him, and again, outstanding performance, especially for his Anfield debut as well. Anyway, but again, obviously, massive shout out to Luis Diaz as well, and to Andy Robertson as well. I thought those two had a very, very good game as well. Anyway, but guys, we are going to leave it there for tonight. Anyway, big thank you to everyone. Like I did say, we'll be back on Jack's channel now at 7 o'clock, hopefully. Anyway, of course, because he's away, so I'm currently doing with Kev. So if you want to go and check us out over there, then please go and do so as well. But yeah, hopefully. We'll hear some more news on signings, and of course, if there's anything that does come out, we'll let you guys know straight away. Anyway, but if I don't see you for the rest of the weekend, anyway, have a fantastic rest of your weekend, of course, and then you should be happy because again, the Reds have managed to win by 3-1 against Bournemouth. Anyway, but until next time, guys, that's going to be it from us. I've been Connor from the Cook Council. I'll see you all later on. Ta-ra.